Okay, my Who's Back playoff baseball. Pretty fun first weekend. I love the new format. We got to see the Mariners make it to a DS series, first time since 2001, which they needed that. Like, it would have sucked for the Mariners to be celebrating going to the playoffs, have no home playoff games, and not actually play in the ALDS. Mm-hmm. You had the Cardinals. Such a shame. Such a shame that Yachty and Pujols go out that way with an all-time meltdown on Friday and then zero. Did they score 0 runs on Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's tough.
That's brutal.
I think that the Blue Jays meltdown has got to be up there in all-time collapses.
That was pretty bad.
That was bad.
But
I think if you're looking at the Astros, they're obviously like the best team in the American League. I think people are like, okay, they're a fucking wagon. But from a karma perspective, would you say that the Mariners are the complete opposite
Correct.
of the Astros? Like, everyone's rooting for the Mariners,
Yes.
right? Like, they're a nice, fun team of...
Well, except Hank.
Except for Hank, because Hank's the hater.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Mariners future.
Oh.
Do you?
That's sports.
What, for them to move?
Oh, for them to...
Yeah, no, that's a very lopsided who America's rooting for. And then the Guardians, that game went on forever. It was like what felt like 7 hours all Saturday afternoon. And then, of course, the Mets with... I assume all Mets fans are saying that was a meltdown because the last week and a half that was the definition of a meltdown. They were a 100-win team in first place all season, couldn't win a single game with both their aces in Atlanta, then have to play the Padres, and Scherzer's definitely hurt and old, and they lose. Like, didn't even have a moment. There's nothing like
one hit,
losing and having not a single moment to cheer in the game that you lose it.
Yeah, it's tough. Scherzer has always been like that in the playoffs, where he'll start out. It takes him a couple innings to settle in.
He was hurt though.
He's definitely old. His back is fucked up, and when your back gets fucked up at an old age, every other part of you starts to break down pretty soon thereafter. It was tough. Why did the Mets? Am I getting fake interneted on this? That the Mets did the trumpet thing?
Oh yeah.
When they were down, they were down 6-0.
Yep.
Then they
needed to get out of that inning,
and they did the trumpet thing.
We
down 6-0.
We called this. We predicted it when Timmy the Trumpet night happened in August. We were like, that was a really cool sports moment. That's a cool story. But if they do it in the playoffs and they either blow a game or they do it when they're down, they will get made fun of. It's the coolest entrance right now going in sports. It is must see. Every time it happens, like, oh, this is it somehow doesn't. It doesn't stop being cool. Like, I've seen it many times now, and it still's like, this is fucking awesome. But if Timmy the Trumpet guy comes out in a one-run game in October and Edwin Diaz blows the game, the memes and, like, the mocking that's going to come back on the Mets is going to be an avalanche.
Yeah.
That's risking it all.
But I like it. I love it.
Yeah,
I want the Mets to win. I think that, like, even though, they are in the NL East, I'm supposed to have rival, whatever bullshit. I don't care about that stuff. The New York Mets are a fun team to root for this year.
Correct.
And with the trumpet factor, I'm rooting for them to go as far as possible while still admitting to myself, having them lose in heartbreaking fashion in the playoffs with a live Tanya Trumpets performance would be the optimal end for their season.
No, the stakes could not be higher because if you become the darling of the sports world and everyone, again, besides maybe Braves fans, everyone's like, this is pretty,
Yankees.
Max saying no, he doesn't like it, he's a Phillies fan. But most fans, maybe not in the NL East and the Yankees, think it's a very cool thing. And so if it comes back on them, it's going to be mocking season like you've never seen.
You can't do the trumpet thing when you're down 6-0.
And they went out so sad, checking Musgrove's ears, which, like, his ears are very large. And it was just an all-time, what the hell is baseball doing? When the umps came, had a little talk, and then went and did, like, the find the quarter behind your ear trick to him, like, rubbing his ears. And, like, that's the saddest way to go out. The Mets went out such a sad way.
In Buck Showalter's defense, Musgrove's got some pretty shiny ears.
Oh, he does. He definitely does.
They're shiny and oily. He's got oily ears. And Buck Showalter, he was probably just trying to get in his head a little bit.
Yeah. So
like, literally, like, go feel this man's ear hole up.
Get your hands wet, William.
So there was someone online who was saying that a lot of pitchers actually put a little bit of Tiger Balm that cream on their ears.
Yeah.
Red Hot.
Andrew McCutcheon said that.
Andrew McCutcheon. Yeah, it's like because it helps them lock in when pitching.
Oh yeah.
So it was
Baseball players are so weird.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
Like beezing their eyelids.
Yeah. So I could see that, but there was a substance, but I think not a substance that they were.
It was just sad
for grip.
It was a sad way for the Mets to go out, and now we have that's the best part about this first weekend. That like baseball, credit to baseball. We criticize all the time. This was a fun weekend, and then now you have like the whole week where you get 4 games in a day. Is Tuesday 4 games? So let's go. How the Yankees feeling? Phillies and Yankees would be a fun World Series for this podcast.
Hell yeah.
That would be a fun World Series for this podcast.